Hello, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about grooming your bird. So how can we tell if our birds need a nail trim or a beak trim and what we can do about it? First of all, you want to look at your bird and look at the nails and look at the beak. Are the nails curled or excessively long? Are they getting caught on toys or on the cage bars? You don't want them to start curling underneath. You don't want to impede the bird from being able to stand completely straight on solid surfaces or from grasping perches. If the nails get too long, your bird won't be able to put the foot down properly and walk properly, or grasp perches and may get stuck on toys or the cage bars. Then look at the beak. Is it misaligned? Meaning, does the top mandible grow to the left or to the right, or is it straight? Is the beak long and pointy? Is the beak growing into the skin or the lower mandible? If your bird's beak is grown suddenly, it can be a sign of sickness, such as liver issues, or your bird is simply not chewing on anything. So make sure to provide chewing blocks for your bird's beak. And remember that cuddle bones, they're way too soft to trim a bird's beak. They are to provide calcium for your bird and not to trim the beak. Natural perches, branches, wood toys, or chewing blocks will keep your bird's beak trimmed. Most healthy birds never require beak trimming. Some beaks are flaky, and that's normal, as beaks are continuously growing and they shed, they flake off. So not to worry about that. You can take your bird to the avian vet or a bird groomer, and they can trim the beak and nails if needed. It's not a very difficult process. And now I'm going to examine all my birds' beaks and nails and see if anybody needs any grooming. Alright, so this is my lovebird, and you can see his nails. They're actually in really good shape. They're short. They're not long. They're not curved. They look really good. That's like the perfect length. Hi, buddy. That's Sprinkles, and his beak is fine. You can see where it's there's a layer there, and that's fine. That'll come off. His new beak is growing underneath there at the tip. So he's fine. He doesn't need any grooming today. Alright, so I'm at my Rosie Bork's cage. There's 4 Borks in here now. This Rosie Bork is about 10 years old. This is Rosie. And sometimes when the bird gets older, they can get longer nails. Come here, sweetie. Just want to have a look at them. See the nails starting to get long, like just one of them on the one foot there. It's hard to show you because they keep, trying to get away. Did you see this nail here? And his feet are like that because he's always running on the ground and stepping in his droppings, so that's why they look a little bit discolored. But you can see that nail there is a little bit long, so I'll probably be cutting his nail, probably the one nail, maybe 2 nails. Okay, this is one of my baby Borks. You can see the nails, how nice they are. This is how birds' nails should look. They're not too long, they're not curled under, they just got a little tiny sharp point, don't mind me, on the tip, which is good because they can grasp onto the perches. So his nails are really good. Let's see you. And this Bork is about 3 years old. She is missing a nail, and her nails look okay. And the other little baby is over there. She's not too friendly. She won't step up, so I can't really show you her. But she's the same age as the other one beside her, and her nails are really good. Alright, so I'm checking my other Bork's cage. I got 4 Borks in here, and I think 2 or 3 of them are babies in here, so their nails are going to be fine. You can see how nice the nails are. They all like to nip me, and yeah, their beaks are not a problem. And this is Rosita. She's a few years old. She is missing a nail on one of her toes, and you can see her nails are really nice. The length is good. I don't see them curling or not even very many sharp points. Her beak is really nice. Let me see. Are you shy? Anyways, her beak was really nice. Here's a beautiful baby. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer up. So this is how the bird's nails should be at all times. And this one is raspberry. Isn't he beautiful? He's so pink. He's my pinkest bork. Anyways, look at his nails, are really nice. This nail over here that I'm touching right now has a little bit of a point on it. So I could cut that just so it doesn't get stuck anywhere. So I could probably just cut that one nail. The back nails look nice and his beak is nice. Okay, now I'll move on to my budgies and have a look at their nails. So I just wanted to put a disclaimer on this video. If you're not comfortable trimming your bird's beak or nails, please don't do it. Bring them to the vet. Do it under supervision. Have your vet show you, or your bird groomer show you, 2 or 3 times, and then try it in front of the vet or in front of the bird groomer. Please just don't go ahead and start cutting, especially the beak. You don't want to cut the beak. You can ruin it for life. You can really dismember the beak if you don't know what you're doing. Every bird is different. Every beak is different. Every species different. So you really have to know what your bird's beak should look like. But I really don't recommend you cutting the beak unless you have experience and you've been guided by an avian vet or a bird groomer. I've had a lot of experience, and you don't want to just start cutting your bird's beak and nails. If you're too close to the quick, they have a quick in their beak and their nails. A quick is like a blood vessel. If you cut it, it will bleed. So you do need some kind of septic powder as well. And you don't want to just start cutting it, and you might cut it, it'll bleed, and you can't stop the bleeding. It's painful as well. You don't want to do that. You don't want to cause like permanent damage. And I'm not a vet. I learned this over many years of owning birds and with guidance from an avian vet and groomers and whatnot. And I've been in the pet field for many, many years. And I just, know what I'm doing. So when I go to cut the nails, I'm going to show you. But it's just so you can learn as well. And you can see what I do. So you always go to the vet for the first few times until you feel confident in doing it yourself. So let's have a look at my budgies here. Okay, so from here I can see that the green budgie in the middle, his name is Benny. I can see that his nails are a little bit long. You can see them hanging down from the perch there. They're a little bit long, and so is the budgie beside him. So I'll probably need to cut their nails. Now this is Sterling. He's a young budgie. He's about 2 years old. His nails look pretty good. He's got a couple little points on the end, which are fine. They're good for grasping, and his beak looks really good as well. Now here's my cockatiel Monty. You can see his nails are really nice. They're nice and short. His beak is really nice. He likes to chew on a lot of stuff, and his nails are short. They don't need any trimming. I'm really happy about that because Monty is a little difficult to trim his nails. He's difficult to hold. The bigger the bird, the harder they are, and they struggle. And cockatiels are pretty strong. What you doing? You don't like the camera? No. Anyways, he doesn't need grooming today. Right, here's one of my canaries. So I'm not gonna spend too long in his cage because he's a little bit afraid of the camera, but his nails look okay. They don't look too bad. But I'll look closer up, and then if they need cutting, I will cut them and show you how. They might need a little bit off the tips. Here's another one of my canaries. Now the nails are a little bit long. His beak is fine. They're a little bit starting to curve. Canaries' nails do grow fast. They grow very long. So I think I'm gonna cut his a little bit. And his beak is good. Now this is Song. She's gonna be a year old tomorrow, so she's pretty young. And her nails are pretty short. They look really good. So she doesn't really need anything done today. Now this is Dazzle, my Goldie's lorikeet. And you can see his beak is long and pointy, but it's supposed to be like that. So I'm saying each species of bird is different. Some will need pointy beaks, and some don't, and some need longer beaks, some have shorter beaks. But in order to trim a beak, you really need to know the species of bird and what the beak looks like. So his beak is fine. He just got a little sharp point on the end, which is okay. And his nails, they're not too bad. And his nails, they grow curved. They do grow curved, so I really have to cut his nails quite a bit. So I'll be checking him later as he's afraid to come closer to the camera. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, here he comes. Here, you want to kiss everybody? Yeah? So let's see if we can see his nails. I think they don't look too bad, but I'll look later. And if he needs trimming, there he goes. Okay. His nails really curved, so I'll have to have a look, and I'll trim them if he needs it. Now this is one of my Linnies. He's an older boy, and he's kind of crippled in his feet. He's got arthritis, so he always needs a nail trim, but I can't see them from here. And this is my other Linnie, Pickles. Now Linnie's nails, they grow curled. When they grow, they're always curling around, so they really get stuck on the cage bars and toys, so you really have to be diligent with Linnies and get their nails cut often. I'm always cutting their nails. I think her back ones are a little bit long. Alright, and their beaks are fine. Her beak is really good, and so is Nugget's. And this is Rio, my Indian ringneck. I actually just cut her nails the other day, so they're fine. Her beak is really nice. And this is Electra, my Senegal parrot. Her nails are in really good shape. They're a good length. And you can see her beak, it's a little bit flaky, which is normal. She's always rubbing her beak on their perches to just smooth that down. But she doesn't need any grooming today. Alright, so now I'm going to cut some of my bird's nails. So I just want to show you what I use. So I do have different kinds of nail clippers. This one actually is specifically made for birds. You can see the little small opening there just for the nail. It's really good, so I want to make sure that's sharp. If it's not sharp enough, I'll go on to the other nail trimmer, which is basically a small animal nail trimmer. It can be used for like rabbits or cats or birds. The opening is a little bit bigger, so if you're just learning, I suggest you get the bird nail one because it's very small opening and you can do less damage with this big one. You can almost like cut up their toe. You wouldn't want that to happen. And you'll need some kind of styptic powder, some quick stop, or any kind of powder that stops the bleeding, just in case you nick the quick, which hopefully you won't. And you can try a flashlight. If the bird has clear nails, you can actually shine the light and you can see where the quick is, and that way you can cut just below the quick so you don't make it bleed. But I like to do it quickly and fast and just to get it over with. But if I need the flashlight, I will use that. Alright, so I have my Rosie Bork here, my Rosie Bork Rosie. Now, birds don't like to be restrained. Nobody does, no animals do. So they will wiggle and they will squawk, especially female budgies, they squawk. So don't worry, they're not in pain. They just don't like to be restrained. Now, Rosie is really used to being held, so that's why I'm going to show you with him. So the most important step is to make sure you know how to hold your bird properly. You just can't hold them in any way you want. I'm holding him very gently, but to cut his nails, I have to put my forefinger and my middle finger on each side of his head. I'm just holding it lightly underneath the cheekbones there, and that way he can't reach around and bite you. And now also he's just in my palm, so if I flip him over, he's actually resting in my palm. And the most important thing about holding your bird is never ever squeeze the chest. Never put pressure here. Don't hold them like that and squish them, because birds don't have a diaphragm and they can't breathe. If you restrict that, they can die in your hands. So what I'm going to do is take my opposite hand. I'm just pulling out his foot gently. So now I'm holding his foot in my thumb and my middle finger. And then I'm going to check the nails. Now, you might need help for someone else to hold the bird for you. I'm just going to cut a small amount off. Actually, that nail doesn't really need it. So this is the nail that looked really long there in the video. And birds, you know, they will struggle like he's doing. So now I have a hold of it. You see how long that is and how it's curved like this? That's really too long. It can get caught in toys. So I can kind of just see the quick and I know where it is. If you're not sure, take off less. Less is better than taking off more. You can take off a little bit at a time, because if you just grab your clippers and cut it, you know, in half, you can have problems. Unless you can see the quick. Oh wait, 2 more nails, honey buns. This one's long too. There. This one might need a little bit more off. There, okay, I'm gonna put him back in his carrier just so he can have a break. Now here's another one of my rosy borks. This is Raspberry. He just has one nail that's a little bit long and pointy that I just want to get the point off of. It's right here. You can see that long point. It's kind of really thin and pointy, so that could probably get stuck somewhere. So I am just gonna cut that. Stay still, hon. Just like that. His other nails are fine, so I'm not gonna cut them. So there, it looks a little bit better. Let me just cut off a smidget more. There. All right, we'll put you back, sweetie. Now here's one of my canaries. So you gotta be quick with the canary because canaries don't like to be held very long. So he's got actually pretty long nails, and I'm holding them the same way that I held my borks. They're actually really long. I find canaries' nails grow really fast. Now since his nails are white, they're really easy to see. So basically you can kind of see the quick through the white nails. So it's much easier. There we go. There, just double check them. I might be able to cut this one a tad more. There we go. Alright, you're all good to go. You're so pretty. So now I have my feisty English budgie. So I'm holding them the same way with my forefinger and middle finger on each side of the neck. I'm just pulling out his leg. Now if you have a big bird, you obviously need some help. The bigger birds like macaws, you need lots of help, but you need someone to hold the bird. But this is just with small birds. And you can see the point there. Whoops, see, he's very struggly. Come here. Alright, so I'm just looking for the quick, which I can see. Hopefully it's not blurry for you because I'm looking at my bird. Especially where it goes really skinny. Usually that's where you can cut. I'm going to cut the tip off of this one. Mainly the two nails that were longer. Okay, so I'm going to go fast because he's starting to get a little bit more upset. Alright. And sometimes they do curl up their feet like he just did, which is not fun at all. So if your bird is really wild, you can wrap him in a towel. It's okay, sweetie pie. I know he's really trying to, there we go. Now female budgies will squeak a lot, like a lot. There, he's done. I'm going to put him back and get the other one. So this will be my last bird that I show you and cutting the nails. None of my birds need their beaks trimmed, but I will put the links down below. You can go have a look at the other grooming videos. Most of them has been done at the vet. This is Benny. And again, I'm just taking off the tips. If I can pull his leg out. And one other thing I want to mention. If you hear your bird breathing, like a click, oh look at that nail, it's curved. Sorry, I got sidetracked. If you hear like clicking when they're breathing, like when you're holding them, hear like click click click, put them down right away, because that's dangerous. So you want to have the quick stop available, like the styptic powder, just in case you make them bleed. I have it on the side there. Those nails are short, just the tips. And you just blot it on the end of the nail, and you can hold it for a few seconds and it'll stop bleeding right away. Alright, so there's Benny. I'm going to put you back now. So that's it for this video. Sorry I didn't have any beak trimmings to do. All my birds' beaks are in good shape. They're all healthy and all good. I do have some videos of some bird grooming videos that I'll put down below. I'll put the links below and you can go have a look at them if you're interested. So I had a lot of nail trimmings to do. I got them done. I didn't show all the nail trimmings because the video would be way long. It's already been really long, and I hope you stuck with me throughout the whole video. And let me know if you learned something down below in the comments. And make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and that way you won't miss any of my future pet related videos. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.